Buying a new home doesn't have to break the bank. And right now you can find out how new construction could be one of your most affordable options. Hey everyone, Cody here with the Living in Greater Houston team. And today I'm meeting with Cameron here in the neighborhood of Crosby Farms, and he's with Saratoga Homes. So Cameron, what makes Saratoga Homes such a great builder for buyers today?
100%. You're going to hear me say a couple things many times throughout this interview. One is that Saratoga is family owned and privately owned. So the same people that founded our company in 1983 still own the company today.
That's great.
So it's just like going to your local coffee shop instead of Starbucks. You're going to get a much better product. You might pay a little more money from time to time depending on the community, but you get a much better product where someone really takes the time and dedicates the care and is very proud of what they're doing. So with being privately owned, we emphasize quality and craftsmanship. So you're going to get a much higher quality product. I'm pretty sure we'll dive into what separates our homes later, but just the fact that you're working with a privately owned company means you get a much better customer experience and a much better product.
Yeah, no, I mean, I love that. I think that there's a lot of family businesses that show a lot more individual care and attention to what they're doing or what they're producing. So, I love that. Things can get kind of overlooked when you have a huge corporate structure.
Exactly.
So I think that's a great point, and something that buyers would like about Saratoga Homes.
100%.
So why would somebody come and shop in this community here at Crosby Farms?
So Crosby Farms, anyone that knows about this town knows that it is blowing up. There are 7 or 8 new developments here, and personally I think ours is the most quaint, which is a word I like to use. People are getting tired of living in the city. They're getting tired of the price. They're getting tired of just that, that hustle and bustle. They want to come out to a more rural area, not quite out in the sticks, but rural, but still close by. So we're 30 minutes from downtown, but Crosby Farms is actually outside of Crosby. We're still in the city limits, but you're not on the main drag. You kind of get when you drove out here, it took a little longer to get out here. It's just a more secluded community where it's very private, but you also get the same distance to downtown.
Yeah, no, I love that. Some people don't know just how close Crosby actually is to downtown.
Oh, it's crazy.
You get on 2 or 3 different roads from here, 2100 down to 90, I-10, you're in downtown. You only took 3 roads to get there. And, if you talk about somewhere like Katy or Waller or Spring, we're talking about 45 minutes plus.
Oh, yeah.
To get out to those communities.
Yep.
So Crosby is, as people are realizing, it's been a hidden gem.
Exactly.
And so a community like Crosby Farms, where it's still not even in the main part of Crosby, so you actually don't have to deal with all the traffic and congestion that can occur at times, on the weekends or during busy times. So I love that. Thank you.
Right.
So are there any amenities actually offered in this community?
Yeah, I was about to touch on that. We have a 45-acre waterfront property line right when you enter the community. We're gonna have homes on that waterfront in the next 6 months or so.
Okay.
There'll be walking trails around that. Then we'll also have a rec center with an Olympic pool, and there's splash pads for the kids and more walking trails that go throughout the neighborhood that connect to the various parks.
Wow. Now at that rec center, is there going to be gym equipment, or is this just going to be like a clubhouse?
As of right now, we're not sure. Most likely a clubhouse, but we never know what direction these things are going to go.
Okay.
They've just told us rec center, so it'll be in the next 6 months to a year that we'll really find out.
Perfect. Okay. So you are going to have, at the very least, a community center.
Right.
There might be a gym option for it, but you have lots of walking trails that are going to be established. You've got this huge lake here in the community, which... Yeah, as I drove in, it's very prominent and easily visible.
Yes.
And so it does add a nice touch to the community, along with the fact that you're going to have the pool. So if you buy a home in this community, you don't think, I got to spend all this money to get a pool if I want. And everybody knows in Texas, you got to have a community pool.
You do.
There's got to be a watering hole close by. And, I'm not talking about a bar. I'm talking about, a place for the kids to go get in the pool and that you can actually get to know your neighbors and spend a lot of time. Right. I mean, just developing that community feel. So I think that that's fantastic. I mean, and it's not something that every community has. No. Right? There's a lot of communities that will pop up and, okay, we're going to sell 200, 300 homes, and then that's it. They're not doing anything else. Right. And so while it may be nice to have that new home, it really doesn't help to go that extra mile to create that bond that you want with your community, with your neighbors, right?
Exactly. You need that community feel.
Perfect. Absolutely. I agree with that. So do you have any special pricing incentives available right now?
Yeah, we're actually doing something really cool, and I was hoping you'd ask about this. The other day, our district manager approved an incentive where we cover the first 3 to 6 months of mortgage, depending on where the individual qualifies, but at least 3 months, up to 6 months of mortgage, and 3 years of electricity. So we take care of your electricity bill for 3 years. Wow. And anyone that lives in this area, in the Houston area, Harris County, working with CenterPoint, you know how high those bills can be.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
now
it's a big thing we're doing.
3 to 6 months worth of mortgage payment. Yeah. And the way mortgages are, and you're front loaded on interest.
Exactly.
So basically 3 to 6 months worth of your interest being paid, helping you to, whenever you do start to make those payments, that they're going to go even more to principal at that point. Right. And then the 3 years of electric bills. Now, I know that on the resale homes, especially if they were built in the early 2000s or 90s or 80s, 70s, those energy bills can be very high. Yeah. Now, I think that y'all also are making these homes very energy efficient. Right. So the energy bill, what do you think? I mean, can you talk a little bit more about your energy efficiency?
Absolutely. And this is such a huge thing. Anyone that's moving from an older, like you said, 70s, 80s, 90s property, selling that property, moving to new construction, I mean, your bill is probably cut in half at the least. Yeah. Some of those houses, I guess, it depends on square footage and living style, but the average electricity bill in Houston is $365 a month. Yeah. For a family home, a single family home. Yeah. And so you come out here into a place like Crosby Farms where you're building new construction with high quality insulation and just a brand new build that people haven't worn down and lived in for a long time, you're going to save a lot of money there. And your first 3 years are free.
Yeah. So whenever you do start paying bills, they're likely to be cut in half in terms of overall energy cost. Yep. That is, I really can't imagine wanting anything more from partnering with the builder. Yeah. But we are going to cover more.
We do have other incentives. There's variability there, but that is something that we find to be really cool and exciting.
Yeah, no, that is really exciting to hear about. So can you explain to me a little bit about how getting a loan through your preferred lender works and maybe some of the misconceptions people have about these different interest rates being offered by builders?
I got a couple misconceptions. So one misconception that I see a lot is people think they need to be pre-approved before they come and visit us and get a consultation. Right. They don't. You don't have to be approved at all. You can come into our doors and we'll work with you to get pre-qualified and see if there is potential for you to have the buying power to purchase a home in this community. And then we'll have you work with our in-house lenders. So you don't have to go through the trouble of meeting with someone at JP Morgan or wherever people are getting pre-approved now. You come in, we'll pre-qualify you, and we'll be able to tell you what makes sense for you and the family. Another misconception, you'll see when shopping with new builders, you'll see advertised a lot these insane rates that don't exist anymore. I mean, everyone knows interest rates are horrible. None of us are happy about it. They're not going to go down. So if you're waiting to buy a house for the rates to keep going down to 3 or 4%, it's just not going to happen. But you'll see advertised some of the builders in all parts of Houston will say, hey, sign with us by the end of the month and we'll get you at 199 or 299 or 399.
Yeah, I've seen the signs.
Yeah, everyone's seen the signs. I mean, I could put one outside that says 0% interest and people are going to come in the door every day, all day. Right. But no one's going to qualify for those things. You can buy your interest rate down from the incentives that we provide you and get it down into the 4.5% to 5%. But, no one's qualifying for 2.99. It just doesn't exist. So yeah, big misconception. But, for those that are rate conscious, some of our incentives we can use to buy down that rate for you.
Yeah, no, perfect. And I see that all the time. You know, the majority of people are not going to qualify for some of these crazy interest rates that are being advertised. You need extremely high credit scores and no debt. And so it can be a little bit of a misconception. Now, that sometimes if you just, I think maybe that's even something that because Saratoga is this locally owned and operated business, you know, they want to give you that information up front instead of trying to use some sort of corporate sales gimmick to get people in the door, right?
Exactly. I mean, we don't market the same way that most builders do. I mean, our name isn't on the side of buildings. We don't have a ton of commercials on TV. You're not going to see us on YouTube ads. We are a word of mouth, work with people we know company. That's why I love to work with people like you, is because you bring in your clients and, you know, we create a relationship. Right. And you come back with more people or send people to us, or I send people to you. You know, my customers that may have to sell a home but don't have a realtor, we do the same thing. So it's a mutual relationship. Saratoga functions on those. We don't function on, you know, huge marketing schemes and these advertisement platforms. I mean, we're a word of mouth relationship based company.
Right. So you're like a no frills, no gimmicks.
Right.
Give it to you straight because we care about you like family.
100%.
I love that.
Couldn't say it better.
So I do have a question. Are there different incentives based on whether or not, I think that you said you have 3 inventory homes available now and another 18 inventory homes that'll be ready in 30 days.
Yes.
Are there different incentives for those versus if somebody wants to build on their own lot, on a lot here?
You know, our inventory homes are usually going to be at a discounted price because not that we want to get rid of them, but, you know, we're ready to move on to our next phase. Right. So a lot of times our inventory homes, say they've been up for a couple months, we can usually get you a better deal on those homes. But in terms of the ones that are going to be done in the next month that are sheetrocked and building on your own lot, there's not going to be much of a difference there. Okay.
Yeah. No, I mean, I can understand that. I mean, if you've got an inventory home, you want to sell it now. Yeah. Because it doesn't do any good with it just sitting on the market.
Paying electricity bill, taxes, everything we have to do.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, is there any customization to your floor plans? Like if somebody does want to pick a lot and build, do you kind of have these things already spec'd out already, or is there some customization still available?
I'm so glad you asked. So to touch back, like I said, I'm going to tell you this a million times. Privately owned, family owned. What that means is we're a lot more flexible with our process. So if someone comes in, a buyer comes in and they want to purchase this home, but they want a corner lot, you know, it might have been planned to be something else, but we can switch it up and say, hey, yeah, I'll build you the 1-story 3-bedroom on that corner lot. Oh, and you need the closet size to be a little bigger? Okay, yeah, we can push that out. And then we allow customers to choose countertop option, flooring, color palette for backsplash and bathroom colors, cabinet colors, hardware, fixtures. I mean, there's a lot of possibility, which you don't see a lot with builders at this price range. Right. I mean, the fact that you can buy a $250,000 house and you get to choose the floor that goes in it, pretty cool. You don't get that a lot. So yeah, we offer more customization than most of the builders at our price range.
Yeah, no, I love that. And I do want to get to price in just a second. Yeah. But to touch back on the customization, I think a lot of people don't realize that there's a lot of builders whenever they establish a neighborhood that they've already picked out. This lot is a 2-story house in either this plan or that plan. Right. And then the next 2 houses are 1 stories. Then the next 3 houses are 2 stories. Yeah. And they've got it all mapped out and they don't want to change that. And they even sometimes have the elevation, which is the appearance of the front of the home already picked out. They might already have the brick color or siding color picked out. And so I love that, they take the approach that, if your friend wants to buy a house from you or your family member wants to buy a house from you and they want to put it on a different lot, you let them have that flexibility. If you have somebody that has more of a need for a bigger closet, you allow that flexibility, which a lot of builders would say, well, it's just too bad that you want a bigger closet because we don't have a bigger closet. We won't do it. Right. And it would be so easy to move a wall a foot when you're constructing from ground or from dirt. Yeah. But they just don't want to do it. No. And so it can be frustrating for buyers. And then they're left having to conform to what somebody else has already chosen. Right. Starting to take away from the feel that, hey, this is exactly what we wanted and somebody doesn't have the same thing. Exactly. So no, I love that. So Now I'd like to talk about the price and how you're priced and what your different floor plan options might be in terms of overall square footage,
For sure.
bedroom, bathroom count, and garage.
Yep.
So what is your starting price in the neighborhood?
Our starting price in this neighborhood is $279,900.
Okay.
And that's for a 4-bed, 2-bath at 1,500 square feet.
Okay.
So you get 4 bedrooms for $279,900.
Yeah.
And when it comes down to it, and you work with the lenders that are as good as we are, your mortgage payment starts with a 2. You know, It's not like you're paying a ton of money. Some people are renting in the city for that much, and you get 500 square feet. So you come out here and you have a lot more opportunity to stretch that budget.
Yeah, absolutely. So you can get a 4-bedroom house starting at $279,900, and that's going to be around a 1,500 to 1,600 square foot floor plan, right? And then does that come with a 2-car garage?
It's a 2-car garage and a 50-foot lot.
Wow. Okay. So for the people that have been around, they know about the lot frontage, but when they say, oh, this is a 50-foot lot or 55, that just talks about the overall width of the lot. Right. So you can get a 50-foot lot, which is considered to be a good size frontage for a 1,500 square foot home. Mm-hmm. So it sounds like you're also going to get a pretty decent amount of yard there.
Absolutely. So I have one in inventory right now. It's 1,500 square feet. This 4-bedroom I'm talking about. It's on 50 foot by 115.
Okay,
so you get a great size backyard. I mean, it's open concept, just like everything we do is out here. So you're paying a little more money than maybe what's standard at that square footage in this area, but you get the 50-foot lot. You get the wood floors. You get the quartz countertops. You get a very beautifully well-constructed home, and you get to work with a company like Saratoga that's going to take care of you from the day you walk in. Yeah,
absolutely. And I think that if we're looking at overall price and like comparing it with resales and stuff in the area, I think that price is right in line with where the market's at. Sure. Especially since some of these communities around here that do not have the planned amenities that y'all are offering, they're charging the same price.
Right.
A little bit of a difference, maybe a little bit cheaper, but you're going to get a home that is somewhat customizable to your actual needs for your family or for yourself. And then you're going to get all the amenities that you would want to create that community feel. Right. So what is the largest home and what is the price on that?
We're sitting in it right now. This is my Christina. It's a 4-bed, 3.5 bath at 2,520 square feet.
Okay.
Pretty decent size, and it starts at $399,900.
Wow.
So y'all see how beautiful this home is once we, tour the entire model, and you won't believe how many people come in here and can't believe the price that's on this house.
Yeah, no, 2,500 square feet, so pretty much large enough for any 3 or 4 kid family. And these are 2-story homes.
Yes, 2-story.
Right? And then you get a 2-car garage with that?
2-car garage.
Do you have a 3rd car option or any tandem options?
Yes. So in our cul-de-sac and corner lots, we can always do a 3-car garage.
Wow. Yep. Okay.
And it's a true 3-car. It's not like a, further back 3-car.
It's not the tandem.
No.
Where you get a 2-car drive.
Yeah. Okay. It's the full 3-car.
Okay, perfect. So at that price point and size of home, if you're building on one of the larger lots, cul-de-sac or corner, where it allows, you can actually get a 3-car driveway and not just a 2-car driveway that has a large garage where you have to park your cars up against each other.
Correct.
So I think that explains it pretty well.
Yeah.
And of course, you stick around to the end of this interview. We're going to tour this model home so you can see exactly what this floor plan does have to offer. So how does having an agent like myself help to smooth out the process with working with you?
It's great. So, Saratoga spends more money when we work with an agent. So, most of the time buyers come in with a realtor, they think they have to pay that realtor. We actually take care of the fees it costs for you to work because you're putting in a lot of time and a lot of effort. And what I do is, some buyers like to be communicated directly. Others just want to push it all to their realtor. And you and I work together to take care of everything that's needed for the client's home purchase. So it's advantageous for them because not only are you going to help them find the best home and the best rates and the best company to work with, but during the process, when we're going through underwriting and figuring out if they're approved for a loan and everything in between, they don't really have to be a part of it. So you and I can take care of that, and they don't have to pay you.
Yeah.
So, you know, we take care of your fees, and you know, it's the same price home for them, but they get a little more effort in someone that's on their side, in their corner.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I love that. I think that, especially nowadays, most people are working, husband and wife are working, or both family members are working, however it works out for your family. And there's a lot that goes into buying a house that people maybe don't consider. But it's our job to make sure that we make that as smooth as possible.
Right.
And so I agree with you 100%. And I appreciate the fact that Saratoga has already agreed to cover that for the buyer. Right. So you don't have to worry about any out-of-pocket expenses. Now, are any of your customers right now selling homes in order to buy them?
Yes, and that can be a process, but with having a realtor in your corner, it makes that a much easier process.
Yeah.
So, you know, you're, as a seller's agent or a buyer's agent, you're able to take care of both of their issues. So one, buying the home, and two, selling the one they're in.
Right.
And the process can go either way. They can sign contracts with us and then sell their home, or they can sell their home and then sign contracts with us. And we make it pretty smooth. It's not a huge deal as long as we, you know, put it to paper and really figure out a plan to sell that home and make it more beneficial for them when they purchase.
Yeah, absolutely. No, and I think that that's great that you touched on the fact that you don't have to sell your house in order to come and put a contract on the house that you want, because a lot of times you might want to be in that cul-de-sac or on that corner, or you want to be on this certain street just because you like the way that it looks, the way that it feels, how close it is to the exit, or how far away from it is to the actual entrance of the community. Some people like a quick access in and out. Some people want to be buried in the back of the neighborhood, and that's fine. But you can actually come in now and get a contract on the lot that you want. Excuse me. And then we can take care of the process of actually getting the home sold and closed in the time you need to, right in time for the home to be completed. Or if you're buying one of the inventory homes, we'll move quickly to make sure that you can get in.
And the timeline's up to the buyer. I mean, some people want to, you know, get a contract so they can secure that lot, like you said, or they can secure the floor plan they want. But, you know, they want to sell their house before they move in. So say, hey, I need a month to, after I sign contracts, to sell my house. That's fine. I mean, we can get you in there in 14 days, but if you need a month or 45 days and you got some things to figure out financially before you actually close on the home and start paying, we're able to do that. You know, there's flexibility. We're not going to rush you through the process.
Well, also, I mean, you have the added, with Saratoga, you have the added bonus that you won't have to risk paying 2 mortgages with the offer of paying 3 or 6 months worth of your mortgage.
Yep.
So even if it doesn't happen as quickly as you think it would, you have that added assurance that, hey, even if it doesn't all go down like they are saying, I'm not going to pay 2 mortgages until 3 or 6 months down the road. Now, some people do have to sell at the time or just before they close in order to get rid of that debt.
Right.
But if that's not your situation, you can actually just come and buy one of these houses and then worry about selling. I mean, if that's how if you want to be in that quickly.
Yep.
So I think that was perfect to lay that out.
Yeah.
And should answer any of the questions that you may have. So we kind of missed something that is important to a lot of my buyers when, you know, we got in such a flow here.
Yeah.
But what incentives does Saratoga offer when you build a home? Like, what is the warranty that they're going to get knowing that the home is a good construction?
Absolutely. I'm going to say it once again: family owned, privately owned, attention to detail, quality, and pride in craftsmanship.
Right.
What that translates to is we're going to take care of the home after we build it.
Okay.
If you build something you love and you know you're really proud of, you're going to make sure it stays that way for a long time.
Yeah.
So for all of our buyers, we do 1 year all around the house. We'll take care of anything you need. 2 years on HVAC, electrical, plumbing.
Okay.
10 years on major structural, and then we do 25, sometimes 30 years on the roof, depending on where the buyer qualifies.
Wow.
So the warranties can even move around a little bit. They're flexible, but their bottom line is 2 years HVAC, electrical, plumbing, 10-year structural, 25 on the roof.
Yeah, and that's such a fantastic thing that there are a lot of builders not even offering this added roof coverage. That even though we're in Crosby, we are still a coastal community. We are in Southeast Texas.
Yep.
Okay, we are not far from
Gulf of America.
And it's humid. You can tell we're close.
And you can tell we're close sometimes, especially in the summer.
Yep.
But having that added warranty, there's a lot of builders that will have the 1, 2, and 10. But, with Saratoga, they've gone the extra step, and they're going to cover the roof for a certain amount of time, 25 or 30 years, depending on what level you qualify for. Mm-hmm. But, roofs can get expensive. And so if you've got coverage from any of their issues that's kind of mind-blowing that they're offering that type of coverage. Yep. So I'm really excited to get some people into these homes and just show them what it feels like to live here in Crosby Farms.
Right. When you build something of that quality, you're not really worried about things happening to it.
Yeah, I could understand.
That's why you're able to warranty something like that. Is you build something you're super proud of. It's high quality. It's going to stand up to the test of time because it has for 40 years.
Yeah.
It's why we're able to do something like that.
Yeah, no, I think that's fantastic. And, Cameron, I wanted to say thank you for sitting down, answering some of the questions about this community. Going over just the features and benefits that come with buying a Saratoga home, whether it's in this community or any community. But Crosby Farms seems like it's going to be a winner, and buying a home with Cameron would definitely be something to be excited about. You've got a family-friendly, family-owned product. You've got somebody that's going to be real with you about the numbers and getting you qualified, whether they get you into, 4.5% or 5% interest rate. They've got incentives on the homes that they're building, which you can either buy one of their inventory homes that's already spec'd out, or you can choose a lot and floor plan of your choice. Customize it the way that you want. Pick the colors, pick the cabinets, pick the countertops. It's just a winner being out here in Saratoga Homes being out here in Crosby Farms with Saratoga Homes. So thank you so much, Cameron.
Cody, thank you.
Hey, y'all, we're going to tour the Christina floor plan for Saratoga Homes right here in Crosby Farms. Let's check it out. Immediately when you walk into the Christina floor plan for Saratoga Homes, you're met with two-story high ceilings right away. We've got either a formal living room or a study also immediately upon entry. Now, as we make our way into the home, I usually would go right into the family room, dining room, kitchen, but I actually wanted to stop and show you the touches they put on even their powder bathrooms. You've got tiled walls, hard surface countertops. It really makes it feel like a nice high-end home right from the beginning. So this is an open floor plan concept. You've got a large island kitchen, and it's low, so you can have bar stools that are pretty much the same height as what you'd expect for a dining table. It's not going to have that elevated bar stool, which is great if you have young kids, to have them kind of a little bit lower and not be raised up. Plus, if you're working in the kitchen, whether or not you're prepping food or you want to use this area as like a buffet area, you got people over watching football or Thanksgiving, and you want to actually use this to have all your food, it's got plenty of space. So also we've got these large farmhouse sinks, which just make it so easy to handle all of your dishes. You can put everything in here, large pots and pans, and then immediately on your left-hand side, you're going to have your dishwasher. So you're not going to be sloshing water all around the kitchen. You've got the 5-burner range that comes standard, the microwave just above it, and this is going to be vented outside. You can pick the color on the cabinets, the finish that you want with the handle and the brass. You've got really, really great architectural wrought iron stair railing as well. And then as you walk into the family room, you've got a 2-story ceiling here as well, just like in the entry. So this room is going to be very open. If you're getting loud and rowdy in your family room, it's not going to carry to all the other areas of the house. It's like, whenever you're in a restaurant and you have a low ceiling, it gets really loud really quick. But here, you're not going to have that. So you're going to be able to be loud with your family, and it's not going to be totally deafening. Immediately off of the family room, we've actually got our primary bedroom. And they've actually really tastefully set this up. I mean, you've got some great furniture in here, but if you look past how they've decorated, you've got really nice 6-inch baseboards, you've got shiplap walls, a really nice ceiling fan, and you've also got recessed lights, 4 of them in each corner. Now, that's just going to make sure that the room is a lot brighter, but if you wanted it more dim, these are adjustable, dimmable ceiling fans that they have. So you can turn the lights down low, you can have it real nice and bright, whatever your preference is. They also have the ensuite bath, and this is a really great bath for this community in this neighborhood. And as we walk in, we're going to have separate vanities, a his and hers vanity, with a large soaking tub. I mean, this is a great size tub that you can really just enjoy relaxing in. Also, you're going to have the full shower that's separate from the tub, so that if you're more of a shower person or you're more of a bath person, you have your option. And you've got a large walk-in closet there as well. So I really love all the touches and finishes that they put into the vanities here. If you look, they've got the waterfall countertop on the vanities. It's a really nice touch. And then you've got the tile halfway up. I mean, this is a really great bathroom for the price point that they offer in these homes. You're really not going to get much better, but all of this is customizable to what you want. And I think that's one of the things that I like so much about Saratoga homes is that they really allow you to customize it. If you don't like the blue cabinets and the black countertops, that's fine. You could go with white. You could go with a brown cabinet or a more natural wood colored cabinet. You could change the flooring. That one had the large floor tiles, but if you wanted the regular small 12-inch tiles, they offer that as well. But they chose the really large tiles that just make it look so much more high-end and just make it feel like it's more customized to you. So now we're going to check out the upstairs. Now, as you can see, they have gone all the way around with the wrought iron railing. I love this. It's so much better than, to me, it's so much better than if you just had a wall that was sheetrocked. A lot of times, builders will do that to save on the cost, but having these types of touches, they just take it that extra step, and it just feels like it's another level above. So this room right here is actually a rec room or a game room. You could have couches, set it up like a living room, or set it up like a pool table. With a pool table, air hockey table, something like that. So if you've got people in these other bedrooms, other kids, and you don't want to, you don't want to have this stuff in the garage, or in the downstairs or something, you've got plenty of space to do fun things for the kids up here on the second level. Then we've got wrought iron railing right here, also looking at the entryway. It's a really nice touch. You've got a really nice fixture right here that you're not going to see rarely whenever you enter on the first floor, but whenever you come up here, it's carried all of that luxury feel onto the second level. We've got great sized bedrooms with double door closets, so you can have plenty of space, easy to access for your kids. And as we come around, you've got a really nice bathroom here. And if you notice, in the shower tub area, it's finished with really large tile wainscoting. It's not going to be small tiles. It's going to look very high end in this one. Now, if you want to use small tiles or something like that, again, all of this is customizable. They pretty much allow you to customize anything that you want. You check out the other bedroom on the other side. Plenty of room in here, not only for a bed, but if you want to have a desk and a dresser, things like that. And some of these even have walk-in closets. So for a secondary bedroom to have a walk-in closet like that, it's a really nice touch. Storage space is key whenever you have children. We've got a really nice utility room as well. So, and they've got custom options for the flooring that you want in there, but it's immediately off of the staircase. So if you're coming up here to do your laundry, it makes it super easy and convenient. And then this last bedroom that we have, it's a little bit larger of a bedroom, okay, than the other two. But also this one does come with its very own tub and shower. And as you can see, it has a walk-in closet as well. I know this was kind of a quick tour of this floor plan, but really to experience how open it is with these high ceilings. I'm a tall guy. I mean, I'm 6 foot. Okay, you've got 9-foot ceilings anywhere that it's a one-story ceiling. And if you're in the family room or the entryway where you've got that second level ceiling, it's going to feel very open. The large open concept dining, kitchen, family room area is instantly inviting. If you're interested in this home or one of the smaller, more affordable homes, all of these homes I think are a great option. And like I said, they can go down to a 4.5% interest rate. And that is actually an interest rate that most people can achieve. It's not an interest rate that is being advertised, but most people don't qualify for. The customization, whenever it comes to the closets or the bedroom sizes, Saratoga Homes is willing to make some modifications. Everything from the flooring to the railing, the tile in the bathrooms, and wainscoting around the tub and shower. All of that is customizable. Kitchen countertops, bathroom countertops. Really, if you want something different than what you see right here, Saratoga can probably make it happen. With the amenity-rich community that they have here, I think that it's going to be a perfect choice whenever you're thinking about a new construction home in the Crosby area. We would love to show you one of these homes in person.